Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany. This is the Brittany React Show, and on this show we talk all things entertainment news, movie news. We don't have a lot to talk about with the strikes. The main strike, big news, was yesterday, but a few updates. Mainly entertainment news, something about the Taylor Swift concert. Also, we have to talk about the Golden Globes just added two new awards that are going to be very controversial, already are controversial, so we're going to talk about all of those. How are you guys doing today? Hi Rachel. Hi Little Joe's Animations. Hi The Cover Girl. Hi Jordan Davis. Hi Just Glitching. Hi Star Film Studio. Hi Desi. Hi The Cover Girl. Hi RuPaul Drag Race Superfan. Hi The Blue Gecko Nerd. Hi Mikey. Hi everyone who's here. Alright. So we have we don't have like a ton of topics to talk about, but the few topics we do have to talk about I think are interesting. So, and we do have WTF news. So, make sure you stick around until the very end for WTF news. It's not like crazy news, but it is like, oh, that's very strange, but I guess kind of fun. So that's what we're going to do today. Alright, jumping into strike news first. Nope, not that. Sorry, y'all. There's so many, little things you have to remember doing this. Alright. So, I just wanted to update you guys because yesterday I told you that the writers and the studios have come to a tentative agreement, a tentative deal that would eventually end the strikes for at least the writers. Well, everyone's been asking, what about SAG, which represents the actors? Well, apparently they're going to be meeting soon. There are a lot of rumors about when it's going to be, but it's definitely looking like soon. They don't want people to speculate. They did put out an official release saying, when we do have dates confirmed, we will inform our members. No one should rely on speculation. But at the same time, we get this article from Deadline saying that the SAG and studios could meet within days. So, it's looking like both the writer's strike and the actor's strike could end very, very quickly. As I predicted, as I said, as soon as one strike was over, the other would end very soon, right after. So it's looking like that's how it's playing out. But I mean, that's good news for the entire industry. I know everyone was happy to go back to work, or they're not going back to work yet, but they will be able to soon. And I can't wait to get a lot more announcements, like stuff they've been holding back to announce because of the strikes. There's going to be a lot more fun stuff to talk about on the stream, too, because we're going to get more news again. It's going to be great. I'm really happy about this. Hi, West Coast Avenger. It's going to be finished by next week. And the fact is, Deadpool 3, which was closed, had to stop production because of the strikes. Obviously, Marvel is going to want Deadpool 3 back into production immediately. So, it's looking like Deadpool 3, while I think it might still be delayed, I don't think it's going to come out early in the year like it was supposed to. It's still definitely going to come out next year. So, looking forward to Deadpool 3 because it's still coming out at least within a year or so. What movies or shows are you guys excited about that you were a little worried it was going to have to be super delayed, but now might not be? Personally, I'm happy about Deadpool 3. I'm also happy about, House of the Dragon never had to really worry, but I'm concerned about Wicked. Apparently they only have 2 days left of Wicked shooting. Boy, how awkward is that set going to be when they get back to shooting Wicked? Or even the just doing the press for it. But anyway, so I think Wicked might still make its release date too, if they only had a few days left of shooting. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Oh, Kasaki says I wanted more chaos. Oh no, you're disappointed. Evil Connor says, I thought we wouldn't get a season 3 of Euphoria at all because of the strikes. Well, I feel like with all the drama that's been going on with Sam Levinson, the writer and creator, and with, the tragic passing of Angus Cloud, and it just seems like that show is becoming more and more cursed. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get another season of Euphoria at all. I feel like there's gonna be a headline one day that's like, Zendaya drops out of Euphoria, and that'll be the end of it. Jessica H says Holes too. I know you guys really do live for the drama. I love that about you guys, though. I love that I have such a dramatic audience. The Blue Gecko Nerd says, is there a Holes 2 movie? What? No, someone was just making a joke. There's no Holes 2. Kazaki says Ariana is going to break up with her co-star for the first day back. I'm surprised she hasn't broken up with them already. I did see there are pictures. Apparently she took SpongeBob, her new boyfriend, to Disney World. So I guess they are still together. Oh, Mr. Pizza wanted more drama as well. Okay, okay. You guys seemed like, at least some of you seem disappointed. Interesting. The cover girls. Wait, no, I'm not talking about holes. Done with the holes. Okay? Why are you guys still talking about holes? Folklore Corner says, can't wait for more Stranger Things content when the strike officially ends. Oh, yes, Stranger Things is another show that was already paused because of the writer's strike, and they can immediately get back to work on that. So, yes, I do wonder when we're going to get the next Stranger Things, though. I do wonder. I'm thinking by 2025. I think they can make 2025. I hope those kids still look like kids. It's going to be really interesting if they all show up looking like college students and they're all in like high school, but we'll see. I mean, that's like Hollywood's been doing that since forever, so not going to be like something new. Alright, anyway, did want to bring that up. That's really the only strike related. Oh yeah, and one more thing. So SAG, they haven't done it yet, but SAG have approved a strike against the video game industry with almost 100% saying yes. What this means is there's no strike yet, but because there's so many connections between the film industry and the gaming industry, like there's a lot of people in SAG that want to act in video games, so that, that's part of voiceover talent, but also, just also with like a lot of visual effects work as well. So they're trying to, well, not with visual effects, that would be with IATSE, but definitely at least with the actors. And everyone knows that the gaming industry does also not treat their creatives well, so it's looking very much like SAG might strike against the gaming industry as well, so that could be another potential strike looming in the future. But I think this industry needs it. It sounds like the gaming industry needs some cleaning up in general, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with this. Desi B says Stranger Things actors will be like Harry Potter actors in the last few movies. I'll agree with you in just the last few movies. I actually thought the Harry Potter kids, like, aged perfectly for most of the series. It wasn't until, like, maybe the last two movies where Daniel Radcliffe had, like, an aftershave where I was like, okay, maybe you don't look like a kid anymore. But for the most part, I thought they aged, like, appropriately. Okay, Kasaki says Millie Bobby Brown looks the oldest in the cast, to be honest, but seems to age 5 years back once she dresses like her age. Yeah, her fashion has always been peculiar to me, I'm not gonna lie. She dresses not even like, when someone says they dress too old for their age, it's usually like, oh, you're dressing too, like, sexy or something. It's not even that. It's like, she dresses like a 40-year-old wine mom. And she's like 20. So it's very odd, but you do her, she do her. She do her. You know what I mean. I don't have anything against Millie Bobby Brown. I just think her fashion is interesting. Burger also wants more drama. Okay. Sorry to disappoint you on the strike drama, but I'm sure the actual workers in Hollywood are very happy. The writer's strike it's about to be over. Basically, what I've heard is SNL and all the daytime talk shows are basically planning to come back within the next, 2 weeks. So those will come back first. And then we'll start seeing, lots of announcements, oh yeah, this show can go back to, production, and this show can start writing again, and it'll be all, a slew of announcements within, the next 2 weeks, basically. Oh, thank you, Burger. Just Glitching says, puberty hit the kid actors in the last few Harry Potter films. Yeah, they did, but just the last few. Alright, anyway, moving on to entertainment news. I want to make sure. No, it's not. Okay. So, The Taylor Swift era's concert movie is turning into a bigger and bigger juggernaut. Good for her. So, there's already reports that this movie domestically could open to like even potentially being the biggest opening of the year, beating Barbie, which would be insane. That would mean this would open to like over 160 million. I can't see it doing that, but if it did, that would be insane. I still think it's going to open domestically to like maybe 130, 140. I don't know. But now, I guess because domestically this movie is looking like it's going to possibly be one of the highest grossing movies of the year, despite not having even existed like, I don't know, 2 months ago. They're also going to release this movie abroad, so it's going to release in over 100 countries. They said abroad. So if you live in any other country outside of the United States, now is your chance to go see the movie. So, are any of my international viewers planning on seeing this now? Anyone going to watch Taylor's era's concert movie? This movie's going to make so much money. She's already making so much money from the actual tour. And now from the movie of the tour, it's like, oh my gosh, no wonder she's a billionaire. Very, very curious to see how this movie does. Because it's so weird, because I know this movie has a chance of making like at least $500 million. Even something crazy like, I could see this movie making like 600, maybe even 700 million worldwide. Like, I think there's that much potential. But I personally have no interest in seeing it myself. So it's weird being in like, yeah, I know there's a lot of hype around this movie and it's going to do very well, but it's just not for me. It's so strange. It's a very weird position to be in. But who's going to see this? Not the Barb. Oh, there's a Barb in my comments? What are y'all talking about? Oh, you want SNL to make fun of the debates? They honestly do some of their best stuff during the election, so that's very true. Oh, no offense to any 40-year-old wine moms out there. I didn't mean to offend you. Sorry about that. I was just trying to comment on Millie's fashion, which I just felt like was often looks very mature for her age. That's the only thing I was trying to say. Okay, CCG is gonna see it. Oh, Marilyn Cherry says, I'd like to see it, but I feel too old in the audience. I can't wait to see what the demographic breakdown of the audience will be, because they released that information. I want to see, like, what is the demographic breakdown of her audience? Like, who is a super fan? Who is a Swiftie? Burger is not a Swiftie. Okay. Nate is not. Yes, Evil Connor. I love SNL during elections. I don't always watch SNL that regularly, but during the election seasons, I always watch them the most. Oh, Jessica H., I'm sorry. Oh gosh, a lot of you do not like Taylor at all. Okay. Oh, Little Joe's Animations. You're afraid it'll be too sexual. I don't think this is that kind of movie. It's just a concert film. Alright. So, it seems like most of you are pretty much saying no. I'm so curious how I've garnered such, like, an anti-Taylor crowd since she's so popular. Okay, Blue Gecko Nerds likes her. Okay. Alright, I'm going to do one last poll about this. Who's going to see this movie now that it's a global audience? Who's watching this? Alright. Starting the poll. Who's seeing the Eras movie? I'm going to say me, of course. And then just doing two options. Sorry about that. Me, and then, never. Or no, a third option for streaming. Okay. Adding the poll. Oh, Crystal says I was anti-Taylor, then got converted. What converted you? Oh, not all the quotes. Okay. Okay, then we have the opposite here with Euskadi. You said you used to listen to Taylor's music, but not anymore. Okay. Okay, Kisaki's just not much of a celebrity person. Okay. Oh, it still says I loved her songs in middle school. I feel like that's kind of a low-key diss. Um, the Free Rocket Man says I like her, I just don't like the fandom. Yeah, the fandom is a lot. We'll say that. Okay, going to the poll. 57% of you are saying you would never see this, not even on streaming. Okay, that's a lot of you. But 27% are curious enough to watch it on streaming. I feel like that's actually pretty significant. And then 18% are saying you're definitely seeing this. So I feel like that's pretty big for my audience. You guys don't see anything. I mean, I feel like I always do these polls where I'm like, are you guys seeing this? And it's always like, no. So I'll take 19% from you guys, because if 19% of you guys are going to see this, then maybe it's going to do well. All right, ending the poll. MW says, I don't hate her, but her music feels juvenile to me. Yeah, I don't think, for me, it's not that it's juvenile. I just think that it comes across as a bit basic. Sorry. All right. Anyway, moving on to the next topic, because I know there's a lot of people who are fans. I don't want to be a hater. Moving on. The Golden Globes have revealed new award categories that are already very controversial. They're already, lighting Twitter on fire because everything does. But anyway, they've announced two new categories for Best Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. That's one of them. And the other one was, where did I go? Oh no. Well, there was two. The main one that I wanted to talk about is this one, the Best Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. Because that's a very glamorous, glorified way of calling this the most popular movie award. There's been so many of these award shows that have been trying to introduce this kind of category, because there's this idea that most of the movies that do get nominated are not movies that people actually see, and there's a bit of truth to that, I think. But I don't think anyone really wants an entire category that's just like, what was the most popular movie? I mean, they even give you a clarification as to what counts as, a box office achievement, and that means you have to make at least $150 million worldwide. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I feel like, again, this is just another way of trying to get more popular movies nominated. They do say they have to be at least good too, but let me show you why I'm very conflicted about this. Because, as this person pointed out, I just wanted to read their tweet because I thought it was very apt. He said, we just had a year with 3 blockbusters nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. It's likely that at least 2 other blockbusters will be nominated for this year. So why do the awards organizations still feel the need to do this? Because he's very much right. I looked up what movies were nominated for Best Picture this year. And look at this list. We have Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Avatar The Way of Water, and Top Gun Maverick. All of those films fit this criteria here of making at least $150 million worldwide. So that means you already have a ton of those kind of popular movies getting nominated in the main category. And I know this is a different, award show. This is the Oscars, not the Golden Globes. But I feel like this is the Golden Globes just trying to start this, because the Oscars tried to do this a few years ago, then people got mad and made them stop. So if the Golden Globes do this and they actually keep it around, it might make the Oscars go back to that best popular movie idea, but do this instead. So I could totally see the Oscars doing that. But seeing how there's already a lot of popular movies getting nominated for Best Picture anyway, I just don't know if it's really necessary. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys even care about Oscars or Golden Globes at all? Yes, Stephanie, they did try to do this a couple years ago, and people hated it so much it didn't work. Kisaki wants to see Swifties fight Harry Styles fans. Swifties versus Harrys would be really entertaining, not gonna lie. I'd probably pay to see that too. Okay, Ruru thinks it's unnecessary. Alright. Why is the chat still talking about Taylor? You know what? I have to say, lately, Taylor Swift has been pretty inescapable. Even if you're, like, not looking for pop culture or entertainment news at all, somehow she pops up. It's getting a bit much. So no, most of you guys do not care about the Oscars or the Golden Globes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, a lot of their viewership has been pretty much tanking. I wonder what could actually get these award shows to be relevant again. I mean, this is why the Golden Globes are doing this. They're trying to be relevant again by, I guess nominating more popular movies, but I don't think they need to do that, especially since the Golden Globes were already an organization that was known for, nominating more commercial stuff. So I just think this is all kind of unnecessary and a bad move, in my opinion. Okay, Kazaki says, I don't care about award ceremonies since I was a kid in the early 2000s. Yeah, award shows in the 2000s were a lot bigger of a deal. I definitely noticed, like, their fall off in relevancy in the 2010s for sure. Um, Erica Felton says, it sounds like an award for who can do capitalism the best. I guess that's true. I guess it's like, yes, you made the most money. um, West Coast Avenger says, not a contest. Harry did 7 shows at the Forum versus 6 shows of SoFi. What? Why are we comparing Harry Styles with Taylor Swift? What is happening? Even my chat just wants to talk about Taylor. Can we please? Can we please move on? Please. Editing Geek says, I miss this Will Smith, Chris Rock slap era. Why was that era iconic? Oh my gosh. Y'all, I was watching the Oscars live when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I watched that happen live, and I thought it was a bit. I was like, there's no way this is real. I was watching the screen like, wait, is this real? Did he really just do that? And then when they cut to Will Smith's face and he's like cussing him out, I'm like, oh my god, this is real. Oh, that was watching that happen in real time was a great moment. That was a great time. Well, I brought her up for that one news story. Cal Danya says, we all know by 2023 how manufactured awards are, and if you don't enjoy the award shows, I guess. Yeah, a lot of these award shows, I've been hearing a lot more about how you can almost buy some of these awards. A lot of these are really, really sketchy, especially in the music industry. Laura B says, they probably want to attract younger audiences, but the awards start to make no sense if popularity is one of the categories. Exactly. That's why I don't think this category makes any sense. You should focus on just the quality. And if it's also okay. I guess I have complicated thoughts on this because at the same time, I do think that sometimes the Oscars tend to want to award a certain kind of movie more than others. Like there's, Oscar bait films. Everyone knows an Oscar bait movie when you see it because they all just kind of have that feel and look, Or it's even about, a very Oscar baity topic. And then there's also a lot of genres and kinds of movies that they tend to ignore. So on one hand, I do feel like the Oscars should consider more of a variety of a kind of movies to nominate, but I don't think that they should base that on how much money did it make at the box office. It should be like, honestly, I think they should just continue basing it off of, is it a good movie, but also look at not the Oscar bait stuff too, so we can get more variety. I think that will help them. Dee Dee, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. We have to care about the movies nominated for us to care about the Oscars. That's true. That's true. I mean, how many of these movies right here, again, this was just from the Oscars this year, how many of these movies did you guys even see? Really, give me a number in the chat. How many of these movies here did you guys see? Omar says, Aunt Horror left the chat. The Oscars are notorious for leaving out horror. Exactly. Horror is one of those categories that doesn't get a lot of respect at the Oscars. Animation is another. So yeah, I think we need just expand the varieties, expand the scope. I think that's how you do it. You just look for more stuff that's not just like, the standard biopic by, the actor that's trying to get an Oscar. Laura B says you can do a blockbuster visually spectacular with a great script. The sad thing is that is not the norm. That is, well, yeah, that's true. I wish we got more blockbusters with great scripts, but these executives don't seem to, value writing when they should. Um, oh, these numbers are very low. I'm seeing a 1, a 0, a 3, a 2, a 0, lots of zeros. Saw 4, okay. Avatar bored you. Oh no. 5, 3 Rocket Man's seen some movies. Okay. Yeah, these numbers are very low though. Interesting. I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I could have done better too. I've seen 6 of these. So I've seen Elvis, Tar. I couldn't even finish Tar. I started Tar, couldn't finish it, but I got like halfway through. Avatar: The Way of Water. All Quiet on the Western Front. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Then Top Gun: Maverick. So that's what I saw. So I think, yeah, I could have done better. I probably should have saw The Fablemans, but everyone kept telling me that it was really not good, and I just didn't like the idea that Steven Spielberg made a movie about himself. I just thought that was so narcissistic. I was like, I don't want to see this. Oh, yeah, lots of zeros. Okay. Anyway, moving on to the member question, because I did ask you guys, what did you think about this Golden Globes move? Do you think this category should be added? Is it relevant? So thank you everyone for being a member. If you want to be a member, please make sure you press the join button at the bottom of the screen. Joining and becoming a member just helps the channel. You also get to participate in these community posts here on the channel and get a shout out in my live stream. So if you want any of that, it would be really, really nice if you could become a member. So thank you. Retro Jess says, oh, I love this new category. It would give recognition to other directors or actors that wouldn't have won this before. I know it'll be a popular one, but I think it's fun. Do you think, though, okay, going back for a second, because someone did bring this up. Here are the movies, the highest grossing movies from this year. So the movies that would fit this description of making at least $150 million worldwide, this is what the options would be. And apparently they would have to nominate 8 movies out of this list. And I'm like, not all these movies deserve to be nominated. Like, are we really going to nominate Transformers? Are we really going to nominate, they're not nominating Sound of Freedom. Are they going to nominate, I doubt they're going to nominate Ant-Man. Ant-Man, The Little Mermaid? I don't think so. I mean, some of these movies just don't deserve to be recognized at, like, a supposedly, high-branded, high-minded award show. So I don't know. I feel like, say if Ant-Man and the Wasp got nominated in this category. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Did I say that right? Imagine if that movie actually got nominated. I feel like this entire category would then just be null because no one would take it seriously. Because, like, how could the movie like that get nominated, So I just feel like this entire category just feels very hollow in my opinion. Going back to the member question, though. But thank you for being a member. CCG says, a happy medium giving recognition to fan favorites while still having a separate category for best film. So you're for it. Okay, so some of you think this is a good idea. Sexy Rhino says, somehow I feel like it's a pointless category, but yeah, they need to stay relevant. However, if they really want to add this category, the $150 million should be with some degree of profit. Well, that's a good point, Sexy Rhino. Because what if a movie makes $150 million but they technically still flopped? Is that a box office achievement? I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, that'd be kind of an oxymoron. I wonder if and when that situation will arise, what they will do. That's a good point. Yeah, I know Ant-Man was trash. Did anyone actually enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Like, at all? I thought that movie was not just bad, I thought it was a failure of filmmaking on every level. And I don't blame the director or the writer. I blame Kevin Feige and the producers who actually make these movies. So, yeah, that movie was terrible. I know, I know. The things these usernames make me say. Mary Lynn Cherry says, I guess they need to change since award shows aren't very popular anymore, but I still think this is stupid. Successful media will have it even harder to get a regular award, as they have their own category now. I prefer a category audience can vote if they want something new. That's another great point I didn't even consider. So if they make this separate category for popular movies, does that mean those popular movies now have less of a chance of getting nominated in the main category? I feel like that would. That definitely would. Like, say a movie like Barbie. Like, okay, say with Barbie. So Barbie is kind of on the line. Some people really, like me, think it is, cinema, it is high art, it is worthy of, best picture. But some people still think, oh, it's just based off of a toy, it's based off of a Barbie doll, like, they don't take it as seriously. So I'm wondering, with a film like Barbie, if it got nominated in this category, would then the same voters then think, oh, well, we gave Barbie something, we don't need to give it the main category? I feel like voting members would definitely do something like that. So that's a great point. Very great point. Wait, Ethereal Dragon says, I have ran into people that think the DCU can't do no wrong. Who are these people and how delusional are they? No offense to those people, but there's nothing wrong with the DCU? Oh boy, do they wish that was true. Going back to the member chat, RuPaul's Drag Race Superfan says, I don't really like it because it's basically going to favor big studios to just continue to reboot and make sequels since they know they will get big box office numbers and will probably be critically received. Also, it is basically a fan vote without the fans. That's another great point, where you're saying, like, one of the main reasons that studios still make smaller awards bait kind of movies is because they want awards. If they can still get awards by making their traditional blockbuster fare, they might be less incentivized to make the smaller films. So that also could, this could all lead to a chain of events, really. This is why I think it's a bad idea. I think this is, you're right, as we're talking about it more, I'm like, no, there's like all these reasons. I think this could really be a butterfly effect of just a chain of terrible things happening because of this, to be honest. Star Film Studio says, Oscar are seriously stupid. Are they trying to save Hollywood but the stupid way? Well, technically we're talking about the Golden Globes right now, not the Oscars. But I'm bringing up the Oscars because they have been trying to do something like this. And I feel like if this is successful at the Golden Globes, the Oscars definitely will try to do something like this. Going back, Evil Connor says, I mean, this can kind of just be figured out statistically, right? Like, wouldn't it be kind of obvious? Well, they're not technically going for this movie made the most money, so this is what we're going to give the award to. I think they're also thinking about, like, oh, what was the movie that made a lot of money, but also was the best? I think that's how they're doing it. Nicholas Wilson says, from a business perspective, this is the goal, so I guess it makes sense. I guess if we're just thinking about the business side of things and not the creative side of things, like, maybe it'll help draw more people to the award show, but I think the whole award show format is done. I don't think this is gonna give it the bump that they're looking for. Little Joe's Animation says, my first reaction is, why? What's the point? All this really does is reinforce what's clear to most moviegoers, that all soul and imagination has been drained from Hollywood at large. It's just about the numbers. Hollywood needs to shift its approach so what's actually popular among audiences and on social media. That's true. I think right now Hollywood is very detached. And when I say Hollywood, I mean mainly like executives that are in charge of greenlighting stuff. I think they're very detached from what the mainstream public is actually looking for. And I think the fact that there's so many really high profile box office flops this year, but also a lot of surprise wins, just shows you that they don't really know what people are looking for now, especially post pandemic. So I think that that's a great point as well. It is self validation, you're right. Hi, Mikey. Definitely Barbie or Oppenheimer. I don't think there's some other ones, maybe John Wick, Megan. The thing is, Barbie and Oppenheimer deserve the main category. They don't deserve to be regulated to some, like, best popular category. So I don't know about that. That's why I'm still not into this. But I will reply to these comments after the stream. I want to get to the next topic, so this stream doesn't go on for too long. But thank you everyone for being a member. Again, if you want to be a member to support the channel, just press the join button at the bottom of the screen. That would really, really help. But thank you everyone who commented here on the page. And let's move on to the next topic. So, AI news. This is just one thing that I saw, and I had to bring it up because, again, AI, I think, is definitely going to change this industry a lot, and I'm already seeing it happen, like, little bits at a time. So this new news that I wanted to share with you is that Tubi, which is another streaming service, there's like umpteen million streaming services, has launched a ChatGPT AI service on their streaming platform that lets users ask the AI to suggest new movies and TV shows to watch. So basically it's saying you could be on the app and you can ask the AI, hey, I'm planning a watch party for me and my girls. These are the kinds of movies that we like. What should I play for my watch party? And then it'll give you a list of suggestions based off of whatever you said. So, they already use AI as part of their algorithm to suggest you things, so that part isn't new. What is new is the fact that you can talk to the algorithm now, like using your own natural language to like ask the AI to do something specifically for you, to show you something specific. So this, I think, right now, Tubi seems to be the first one to launch something like this, but I could totally see this being part of, like, every streaming service within the next year or two. Do you think this is a useful tool? Could you see yourself actually using this in another streaming app? What do you guys think about this? Yeah, okay. Nicholas says this sounds convenient. Modern Designer feels like this is a good use of AI. Okay. So you guys are interested in this. Oh, but Kasaki thinks it's odd and useless. Okay, so you wouldn't use this. But Free Rocket Man says the opposite. This is what AI should be used for. Alright, you guys are very split on this one. I did like Megan. Megan was really good. Okay, Angel says it's a glorified search bar. You don't think it's a little bit helpful that it could give you, like, more specific details, or no? You know what? I guess, I'm trying to think, because say I was talking to this AI, and going back to my same example, I'm having a watch party with my friends. All I could do, really, if I was on Netflix right now, is I could go to search, and I could just look up, like, I don't know, girls' night or something, and Netflix already has it, like, pre-coded in their metadata to, like, bring you movies that would fit that description. So, is this much better than just that? Is it that much different when you think about it? Is this just, like, search but with more steps? I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about this kind of does just seem like a glorified search. I don't know. I'm conflicted. Modern Designer says it's not replacing someone's job. That's true. That's true. Oh, Ruru says people are getting lazier. Okay, Nate thinks it sounds useful. Maybe I should do a poll. Let's do a poll since you guys seem very split on this. Alright. So, I'm gonna say, would you use this? Yes or no? I'm just gonna do the two options, no maybe, because sometimes we gotta just be, set our, convictions straight. Just yes or no. Eva Connor says, "Here I am with Google's spreadsheet of films and shows to watch, and those people gotta ask a bot." Yeah, I mean, not everyone is a person that is into movies and like knows what to search for, so I guess it could be helpful for those kind of people. The Free Rocket Man says AI making suggestions is one thing, AI making art is another. So that's the line for you. Okay. Interesting. So you're thinking as long as it's not making the movie itself, you don't care. It's just suggesting things. I think this is kind of like a combination of a beefed up search engine with a beefed up algorithm that was already there to begin with. It's kind of like just a way to talk to the algorithm, essentially. That's kind of how I see this. All right, going to the poll. 58% of you are saying yes, so a lot of you think this is useful, while 43% say no. I mean, it's pretty split. It's almost 50-50, but more of you, the majority of you, actually think you would use this. Okay. Well, there we go. Maybe AI will be mass adopted eventually. Very, very curious to see what's going to happen with the whole AI thing. Very, very curious, but the majority of you would use it, so there's that. Ending the poll. Kasaki says this gives me Fahrenheit 451. There are so many times this year where I'm like I feel like I'm living in a sci-fi movie. Like, how is this real life? How are these real things we're actually talking about? It's pretty crazy. All right. Moving on to the next thing. And this is my WTF news. Again, it's not really crazy news, but it's also just kind of fun. So, look at this. You can now stay at an Airbnb in Shrek Swamp. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Would you guys want to stay in Shrek Swamp? They recreated this perfectly. I don't know. This must be promotion for the eventual Shrek 5. I'm telling you, Shrek 5 will make $2 billion. You heard it here first. I think this looks pretty great. They really put a lot of attention and detail into this. I mean, I would stay here. Not even kidding you. I would 100% stay here. What do you guys think about this? Would you guys stay in Shrek Swamp? I would. Free Recommend says we won. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? This is like the best destination. Oh, Kasaki says no with the mosquitoes. Why can't you hear Shrek's name without screaming, Nicholas? What's wrong with Shrek? Eva Connor says only if Donkey knocks at my door. I mean, they made this so perfectly. I feel like Donkey could just walk into this frame. I mean, it looks straight out of the movie. Do you have to use the outhouse? Oh, that's a great point. Does it come with a bathroom, or do you have to use Shrek's outhouse too? Oh, that would be a deal breaker for me. I don't know about that. Okay. So it seems like most of you would go for it, though. Oh, they're charging a ton for it? Oh, I'm sure they are. Wait, how much are they charging? I didn't even look. What's the price? $0 a night. Oh, I know that's not true. It doesn't say. Oh, I just know they're probably gonna charge something crazy, though. I don't know. But if I could do that, oh, I definitely would. Where is it going to be? Sorry, now I should have looked this up, but this is... Where is this? Oh, it's in Scotland! Oh, that makes sense, because he's got... I'm pretty sure, Shrek himself is Scottish. He has the accent, at least. Okay, so you have to go to Scotland, so that's extra, that's an extra cost. But anyway, I just wanted to share the photos, because I thought it was really nice, and I kind of want to go. Alright. So that was the last thing I had to talk about today. Like I said, there's not actually a lot of news. I will answer a few questions here. I might actually go back to look at the rest of the member comments since I, basically went through everything that I needed to today. So I'll go through just a few questions here in the Q&A, and then I'll finish out the video actually doing the rest of the member comments. So if you're a member and you want to see your comment read out aloud, just stick around to the very, very end. Right, so I'll do 3 questions first. Word says that worked really well with Disney and their Star Wars hotel. But see, here's the difference between the swamp and the Star Wars hotel. The Star Wars hotel was like a glorified prison, but it was like you were forced to play this dinner theater game the entire time, but you couldn't leave the prison. And the only way you could enjoy the Star Wars hotel was if you were a massive geek about Star Wars. And I feel like that just appeals to a very small audience. This, I feel like it's a nice cozy hut in the woods. It's got a nice vibe. I feel like it's nicer. You guys haven't heard about the Star Wars hotel? Oh, you guys gotta look up the mess that was the Galactic Star Cruiser. There's many videos on it. That was something else. I knew that was doomed from the start, though. Oh, I know there was a live-action Shrek on Broadway. My high school did a version of that. That was a good show. We did a good job on that one. Fodfried says, how much would you pay to see Kanye fans to fight Swifties? I don't know. I mean, that would be kind of entertaining. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I feel like that would be more of an even fight than people would think. Because Swifties can be vicious. I don't know how much money, but I would pay something. I would watch it. Okay, Evil Connor says Swifties would win. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I kind of think Swifties would win that fight. Joe Pedro says, what other movie location would you like to stay at if recreated in real life? Anything from Studio Ghibli. Like, I'd love to be in the Howl's Moving Castle. Or if I could stay in, like, a real Hogwarts. That would be cool. You know, I always wanted to, like, live in Coraline's house from the movie Coraline, the pink house. Something like that, maybe. Like, if they recreated that entire environment with the garden, that would be cool. Alright, I'll take one more question, then I'm gonna finish out the member questions. Any other questions? Oh, Jay says Kanye fans belong in a retirement home. Why do you say that? Are you saying because they should retire from being fans? Maybe. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the member questions. Just because we still have 10 more minutes and I wanted to give you guys a full hour. I thought we were gonna run out of time, but we didn't. So if you want to hop off for now, thank you everyone. Please come back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, let's just finish up these comments. So, where did I stop? Arvin? Okay, yes. Arvin, thank you for being a member, says, Flops of the Year sounds more interesting to me. There's only 2 good movies for nomination of this box office. There's a ton of flops. It's the drama. Okay, it sounds like you still think this whole adding the new award thing sounds like a good idea. I think it's not, but hey, maybe if they did it, it would add at least like 2 extra people to watch it. Who knows? Is the 2 extra people worth it? I don't know, but maybe to them. The cover girl says, I think it's super unnecessary and I don't like it. If a movie is so good that it's popular and successful, money-wise, there is definitely something about the movie to nominate it in another category. I agree with you, the cover girl. I think it is also super unnecessary. Like I said, they already have started to nominate a number of popular movies. I feel like they should just keep doing that instead of creating a separate category. I think that's just gonna backfire, honestly. Oh, Wixos Tricks just gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Wixos Tricks. That's so kind of you. Jessica Manor is now a member. Thank you, Jessica. Now you can participate in our community posts, so thank you. You guys are so kind. Kasaki says Chris Brown fans need to retire. Yeah, I agree. Why does Chris Brown still have fans? I don't get it. Okay. Mia Motelier says, let's give an award to those poor movies that aren't very good but make a lot of money. It sounds ridiculous. You know what? It is kind of a backhanded compliment to not be nominated in that category, too. It's like, oh yeah, your movie was good, but it didn't make any money. Like, it also kind of undermines the movies that do get nominated for the main categories, because it's like, okay, yeah, critics liked your movies, but no one saw them. Because it's just, it creates almost like two categories of movies, this category. That's why I don't like it. Cheetah Viper says, I don't like it. Well received by critics and by moviegoers are two very different things. That's true. Rotten Tomatoes was making movies look good or bad depending on outside interference. The critics love The Little Mermaid, but Barbie made more money. How will the award be given and have it be fair? That's true. Like, say they did nominate both The Little Mermaid and Barbie in this category. How would they determine, like, which one is the better one? Is it just like, I guess they're going off of what they personally like more? Is it still just going to come down to the personal Golden Globes taste? I guess so. I don't know. I just think this whole category is a little convoluted. Rue says, I don't see the point of this category. Seems like they just want to pat themselves on the back for making a lot of money. They are already milking popular movie franchises to death. The category will just encourage more purely money-based approaches when greenlighting films. Who cares if the movie is unoriginal or a clear cash grab? As long as enough people go out to buy tickets. Not that I watch these award shows anyway. I love how you wrote this very eloquent statement, Ryu, and at the very end you're just like, not that I watch these shows anyway. But yeah, I think your sentiment is probably the same with a lot of other people. I think if you give all these awards to movies just because they made a lot of money, what incentive is there for the studios to actually want to make the movies good if it's all just about the money? And then the last comment, Rachel Reed's Romance, says, this seems very unnecessary and not the idea that will make the award shows relevant again. Very much agree. I don't think this is going to really help them. Like I said, maybe they'll get 2 extra fans, but I don't think it's going to be enough, to be honest. Alright, I think that was everything. Yes, that was everything. Okay. Thank you for being a member. Again, if you want to be a member, please just press the join button at the bottom of the screen. Thank you. Alright. So that was it. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. Sorry I was a little bit backwards at the end, but I just wanted to make sure that we got through everything. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm enjoying doing these streams with you. This was really fun talking to you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.